Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is SITI Balqis binti Mazli HISHMAN. My metric number is 1201066 and lecturer Dr. Nurushala Abdul Latif. So, Quran Sunnah and built environment. So, the assignment 1, evaluation of the built environment, has been assigned to us, and I am going to present my assignment 1. Introduction. The concept of total planning doctrine consists all of the relationship between man and the creator, man and the environment, and man and man. The philosophy of total planning and development doctrine consists of being comprehensive, whereas the values and moral relates with akhlaq and physical, material with the ibadah, and spiritual as the akidah and faith, which plays a big role in total planning and development. Man as the focus of development, where there is a good balance between the needs of a man and also the needs of the environment. Multidimensional activities, whereas the quantitative change is the aspect of the social and the community, and qualitative change are balanced, so there is no wastage. Equitable utilization and distribution of resources, which gives justice to all the area and buildings and gives rights to the people who are in the buildings. So this is the site plan of my house, which is located in the neighborhood of Taman Mutiara Gombak 2, which is in Gombak, Selangor. This is the ground floor plan and also the first floor plan of the two-story semi-detached house. So the first principle, which is the relationship between man and the creator. Respect for knowledge and conscious of the creator, with the justification of the principle, the earth as a source of knowledge represents a symbol and an existence of the creator. Mosques, schools, libraries, and etc. are the symbols of knowledge and recognition of the creator. First, the city as a center of learning and civilization. On the first floor of the house, there is an area specialized for studying, and there is also a mini library. Second, the neighborhood unit based on educational institution. There are two schools located near the residential area, which are SK Sungai Pusu and also SMK Sungai Pusu. There is also a musalla located out of the residential area. The conservation of environment. At the back of the house, near the kitchen, there are many edible trees such as pandan leaves, torch ginger trees, and others. There is also a green landscape situated on the right side of the house. It is filled with a variety of green plants. At the front of the house, there are mango trees, kaffir lime trees, chia trees, and others. Translate the glory of the creator through physical manifestation. So there are big transparent glass sliding door that enables people to see the beautiful green tree landscape, and they also gives natural lighting and ventilation. There is also a balcony connected to the master bedroom that overlooks the whole residential area. The second one is justice. And the justification of the principle is giving each what is rightfully his at the respective rate. So the activities and elements at the rightful and appropriate place. So the kitchen is situated at the very back of the house for privacy while cooking. The living room is located perfectly while sharing the area with the dining room and also facing the television. The study area and gaming area is also located in the first floor as it is easy and near the bedrooms. So the bedrooms are located at the right space and each room is for boys and girls. The master bedroom is located at the far end of the first floor for parents' privacy. The second one is formulation of policies and monitoring, facilitating development that are just. So we must arrive home before Maghrib if going out, and we must eat lunch and dinner together with the family members. So the third one, the balanced and equitable distribution of development. So there are a lot of shops, laundromats, restaurants, barbershop, clinic, and optometrist near the residential area. The fourth one, provision of facilities to be at least meet the minimum standard. So the musalla is provided for the ease of the residents to pray and do other kinds of ibadah, not just for the Mutiara Gombak residents only, but also for the residents of Pangsapuri Mutiara and Halamanda, which is very near. Third one is compassion. So the justification of the principle, characteristics that is above justice, inner feeling, the beauty of the heart, soul, and spirit which influence a person's action. So the first one under compassion is all planning and development decisions and actions considered effects to the individual, society, and environment. So the location of the neighborhood is crucial as it is near Kuala Lumpur and Batu Caves, and there are many people in this population and still counting. Therefore, the development of the neighborhood has benefits a lot on the residents and people nearby, and there are also schools and shops for the people living in the neighborhood. The second one, the planning and design of buildings should produce art and beauty with a high aesthetic values while reflecting religious and cultural heritage. There is no aesthetic buildings nearby the neighborhood. as the residential area is not an attraction, but there are rectangular stone arcs located in front of the main entrance of the residential area. The provision of facilities beyond minimum standard, there is only one musola located near the residential area, and it is sufficient for all the residents to be able to perform prayers and jama'ah and also do other ibadah together. Trustworthy and credibility, so the justification of the principle, all actions result from trust is placed to him either in administration, referring to the expertise. So planning must be based on actual facts. So my house is situated on the right location, as followed by the topography, sun orientation, the direction of the wind, and also the circulation of people in the area. Give individuals his right without infringing on the interests of society. Near the residential area, there are playground and multi-purpose court for the use of the residents, musola so that it will be easy for people to perform ibadah, and also shops and other services for the ease of the residents. Listening and accepting public opinion if it leads to a better living environment. So there is a WhatsApp group chat for the residents of the neighborhood as a medium to voice out any dissatisfactions towards the neighborhood and also to voice out any suggestions that will bring advantages to the neighborhood. The neighborhood community would also take in any opinions from the residents that would bring benefits towards the neighborhood. Last one, unity. So the justification of the principle. To provide development that promotes unity, a city is like a human body. So to provide development that enhances interaction, so the open space on the ground floor combining the living room and the dining room is easy for all the family members to communicate and interact with each other. The living room on the first floor is located in front of the boys and girls room, and also not that far from the master bedroom, which makes it easier for all the family members to gather around and have fun while being upstairs. Use of writing, symbols, images, and other elements that reflect unity. There is television and also laptops that are always used by the family members to have fun and spend time together. So the next principle is the relationship between man and the environment. So cleanliness and beauty, the justification of the principle, two noble values that is stressed upon by all religion, race, and civilization. This includes cleanliness, beauty in terms of physical environment, and the spiritual and intellectual. Every Tuesday, the garbage truck will always come and collect all the garbage. Once a week, there will be people who will cut the grass around the residential area to make sure the grass are not overgrown and maintain the beautiful landscape. There is a small fish pond located in between the green trees outside the house. The trees around the house are always taken care of to make sure they are not overgrown and be able to enhance the beauty of the landscape. Preservation of the environment and sustainable natural resources. Justification of the principle. So the environment, apart from its functional values, also has spiritual values such as happiness, tranquility, and well-being for man. Therefore, the environment must be protected from destruction and pollution. There are trees on both sides of the road that leads to the residential area and also to the pedestrian walk. The next principle, the relationship between man and man. Respecting privacy and division of space. Justification of principle, an important element and is highly expected, especially in relation to house residents, includes privacy from both physical and visual intrusion. So there is a pathway that leads to the kitchen, which is located at the back of the house, so that there are privacy for the people who are cooking and women can cover their aura. There are two rooms, and one of them are for the boys, and the other one is for the girls to ensure the privacy and also the aura are protected. We also make sure to always knock the doors before entering any of the rooms, as it is one of the manners, and also to respect their own privacy. Then, respecting the rights of the individual, the justification of the principle, la darar wa la dirar. No harm should be inflicted or caused. In between my house and my left neighbor, there is a full wall that is separating the house, which gives each of the houses privacy, while in between my house and my right neighbor, there is a perforated timber panel that can still make my neighbor's house seen from the holes. We will make sure that the landscape trees will never overgrow into our neighbor's house to avoid any disturbance and also respecting their house. Consultation. So the justification of the principle, every man has been bestowed with the freedom to think individually about a subject, especially one that affects him. So there's a WhatsApp group dedicated for the residents of the neighborhood to voice out any dissatisfaction and also suggestions for any useful information for the rest of the community. Value of encouraging interaction and acquaintance, the justification of the principle. So to achieve a united society, there must be an atmosphere conducive for making contact and acquaintance among occupants of any residential area, working place, and also recreation center. So the family members always spend time together at the living room with entertainment and also at the dining room or when eating together during lunch and dinner. The playground that is located in the middle of the residential area makes it easy for the residents to come and have fun and also be healthy. The residents can also socialize with the neighbors and strengthen the bond between neighbors. There is also a multi-purpose court which is used by the residents of the residential area for various sports such as futsal, badminton, tai chi, and many more. The musola is located in the middle of four housing areas which are the Mutiara Gombak 1 and 2, Halamanda and Pangsapuri Mutiara. This is such a convenient for the many residents around the area to do ibadah together and also to strengthen the relationship between the people within the areas. Peace and security. So the justification of the principle, as Ibn Khaldun said in his book Muqaddimah, the objective of establishing a city is to create a settlement and a place for shelter. Therefore, it should be noted that all things which are dangerous should be kept away from the city so that it will be protected from anything that can harm, and bringing in anything that is beneficial and providing all facilities appropriate for life in the city. So before entering the residential area, there is a barrier gate that only allows those who have the access card to go in the residential area. Those who do not possess the card will need to see the security guards and fill up some forms. The residential area are secured with security guards guarding from the outside of the residential area and also in the residential area during the day and also the night. At night, we will make sure to always lock all the gates, doors, and windows before going to bed, and also turn on the light at the car porch so to indicate the house has people in it. Cooperation, sensitivity, and mutual respect. So the justification of the principle, a noble civilization should have a society that is friendly, mutually respectful, united, and cooperative. This can be achieved by practicing and advocating good, avoiding and preventing by all elements or actions that can bring about damage or destruction, either in terms of physical, moral, or values. So the neighborhood always do gotong royong in the weekends to gather all the residents and clean up the residential area and also strengthen the bond with each other. It does not matter what race you are or religion. The neighborhood also hold a big feast to celebrate the festive season such as Raya Feast, Raya Potluck, and other festive celebrations. Each year, the Musalla communities and also some of the residents will open a donation for those who are in need of daily basic necessities for living to ease their burden. As for the house, we will always help each other in many ways, like keeping our house in a good shape. We also respect each other so that there will be no hard feelings and quarrel happening among us. So the conclusion, for the man and creator, for the respect for knowledge and conscience of the creator is 4 out of 4, justice 4 out of 4, compassion 3 out of 3, trustworthy and credibility 3 out of 3, unity 2 out of 2, and the total of for man and creator is 16 over 16. Man and environment, the cleanliness and beauty 1 out of 1, preservation of the environment and sustainable natural resources 1 out of 1, and economic and effective use of resources 0 over 1. So the total is 2 over 3. As for the man and man, respecting privacy and division of space are 1 out of 1. The value of encouraging interaction and acquaintance 1 out of 1. Peace and security 1 out of 1. Respecting the rights of the individual 1 out of 1. And cooperation, sensitivity, and mutual respect 1 out of 1. And last one, consultation 1 out of 1. So the total is 6 out of 6. So the total of all man and creator, man and environment, and man is 24 out of 25. So to conclude, I personally think that my house and the neighborhood is well built and complements most of the concept of total planning doctrine, which consists of man and the creator, man and the environment, and man. and also the philosophy of the total planning and development doctrine, which consists of being comprehensive, meant as the focus of the development, multidimensional activities, and also equitable utilization and distribution of resources, which are aligned with the Constitution of Madinah, which comes to law, economy, defense, politics, and social, which leads to the concept of the total planning doctrine, man and creative, man and environment, and also management. As for conclusion based on Al-Fatiha, as we know, Al-Fatiha is a strategy in designing, as the first verse, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, indicates that we are under his control. The second verse is where the site analysis is done and site synthesis is made based on the site analysis. The third verse is we solve the issues that is found during the site analysis using the Quran. The fourth verse is where we solve the issues with design based on the Naqli and concept. The fifth verse is where we ask for Allah's help to produce a good design based on the design strategies like the form, facade, building program for the function, site planning for the exterior and interior, and construction with what is best material to use. The sixth verse as being able to produce a schematic design, and the seventh verse, which is the last verse, is the final design. So we can conclude that designing based on Al-Fatiha is the best way, therefore we should design houses and buildings based on Al-Fatiha, which is perfectly in line with the steps in order to be able to design a perfect house according to Allah's law as we are under his control. So with the final score, I agree that my house and neighborhood are built based on the Al-Fatiha and also follows most of the concept of total planning and doctrine, and also the philosophy of the total planning and development doctrine, which is aligned with the Constitution of Madinah. That's all for me. Thank you.